is Podcast Bootcamp Series 3, 1021 for identification. The podcast doctor is in. Know what you're going to say before you hit record. I'm indebted to the Sultan of iOS, Rush Limbaugh, for suggesting this topic, and a token of my appreciation is winging its way to him. He took a call from a lady in Alaska who was a Rush 24/7 member, and she asked some cogent questions about his podcast and the lack of commercials. His 3-hour real radio content is boiled down to 1 hour and 45 minutes when available as a podcast. Of course, Rush is already the big dog in the AM radio business, heard on over 615 stations 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, and the producer of the Rush Limbaugh Daily Update. That's a lot of programming. FYI, I was recently invited to a meetup to learn how Dave Ramsey gets 170,000 listens to his podcast. I know how he does it. He's also on over 500 radio stations, and he also takes calls. However, he uses more callers. It's the purpose of callers to any radio show to make the host look good. Thank you, Rush Limbaugh, for his Real Radio Rule 1. When we first start out, our potential audience is somewhat smaller. You're at your best talking to a single listener at a time. Think about that listener. Posting a recorded podcast permits him to listen on his schedule. Know what you're going to say before you hit record. Next time on the Podcast Doctor, we'll talk about pacing and delivery. It's all about technique. This has been Podcast Bootcamp Series 3, 1021 for identification.